Wine culture has made using alcohol to cope with your day wildly acceptable and in some cases celebrated. Catchy phrases like "it's wine o'clock somewhere" justify having a drink at any time of day. So for Wellness Wednesday, founder of She Walks Canada, Lindsey joins us to talk about the pressures of wine culture and how to cope without it. Good morning, Lindsey. Thanks for being here.
Good morning. Thank you.
So first, tell us the backstory of She Walks Canada.
So She Walks Canada is the national movement to engage and empower women in and seeking alcohol-reduced or alcohol-free lifestyles. And it is a total reflection of what worked for me in my journey as I overcame overdrinking.
What is the purpose of this movement and why? I can guess why it's so important, but why is it so important not only for you, but also to share with other women and other people?
For sure. So it's important because the movement helps to address the spectrum of alcohol use disorder. So while traditional pathways to recovery and treatment are absolutely effective, they are not necessarily reflective of the spectrum of support required to deal with this health issue.
What is that spectrum?
For example, the gray area drinker. So the idea that people are either alcoholic or sober, just total opposite ends of the spectrum. And so there's just such a huge area of drinking that is problematic, that may not fit into an alcoholic category, but is still problematic, and it has to be addressed.
There was a study recently that I was reading that talked about like the number of drinks you identify to your doctor in a week, and if it's 7 or less, it's no big deal. And so a lot of people go, oh, it's no big deal. I have 5 drinks on the weekend, or 7 drinks, or 10 drinks on Saturday, and that's it, and it's not a big deal. But that in itself is a problem because it's one day and it's a lot of alcohol in one sitting.
I love that you said this. So there are different ways we need to think about our problematic drinking. And for example, if we have one night a week or one day a week where we kind of do whatever we want and get, drunk to a place that's not healthy for us, that is problematic. It doesn't mean that it's not problematic because it doesn't happen every day. So we have to look at our drinking patterns and are they negatively affecting our lives and the lives of the people around us? That's the question we need to be asking, not am I drinking too much on one day?
Between January 24th and July 26th of 2022, She Walks Canada set a community goal to virtually walk across Canada. Where are you in that goal?
I'm so glad you asked. Okay, so when we set out, there's a lot of research that suggests that the simple act of walking is good for the body, mind, and spirit. And so when we couple walking with our virtual conversations and support groups that we have with She Walks Canada, it's kind of a win-win situation. And so at the beginning, we said, let's virtually, because it was COVID, everybody log their kilometers together and we'll walk the distance of going across Canada, 7,315 kilometers. And I found out just this morning that not only did we cross that finish line, but we've crossed that finish line 3 times.
3 times?
3 times. And so there's magic in this idea of joining these virtual support groups and doing the walking together.
You mentioned a very commonly asked question is how to celebrate milestone moments, how to celebrate those girls' nights out, those boys' nights out with your friends if you're not engaging in alcohol. How do you do that?
Okay, this is the core question that everybody asks, and I certainly did too. And so what people always ask who are sober curious, so those who are saying, okay, my drinking is problematic and how do I address this? What is my life going to look like if I address this issue? And so the questions they end up asking is, how do I go out with my friends on a Friday night and not drink? How do I go on an anniversary trip and not have that experience? How do we celebrate New Year's without champagne? How do I mark the celebratory moments of our lives? And my response to that is, respectfully, we're asking the wrong questions, because the answer to those questions is logical. Don't drink. But don't drink doesn't fix the problem and it doesn't address the issue. We need to ask different questions. Are my friends still going to be my friends? Will my husband still love me? Will my wife still love me? Will I still be included in the human experience of marking the celebrations of our lives? And the answer is yes, and we'll remember them because we are present.
Lindsey, it's great to have you in studio. Thank you for coming in today.
Thank you so much.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.